Hi, this is Melissa, and this is my video for book group discussion number 3. And the first question I want to talk about is, why did Middletown experience an economic decline? And according to the text, Middletown experienced economic decline as a result of several things. But according to the author, the primary reason was residential segregation. There was a rise of poverty among the working class whites, and because jobs were disappearing and the industry in the area was changing, the people who lived there, they kind of got trapped in the housing market, and it was impossible to escape because since the jobs were disappearing, the homes were losing value, and since they weren't wealthy, they just couldn't make up for the cost in order to move somewhere else. So it was literally like a trap. Um, my second question I'm going to answer is, in spite of the shared love of books and learning, the nurturing relationship they seem to have, Vance's relationship with his mother begins to change. What is the catalyst for this change? So the catalyst for the change between Vance and his mom was her marriage to Bob. Because after marrying Bob, a lot of violence ensued. The author talks about like the good memories he had with his mother, such as, bonding over football. They loved football, both of them, and so, that was something they would talk about, and she would go to his games and things like that. It was a big thing that they bonded over, and like the question states, they enjoyed, learning together. She helped him with school projects, and in one example even finished one of his school projects. But then marries Bob, and suddenly life is terrible. He's not sleeping, it's just violence, violence, violence. He sees them fighting all the time, and that will change how you perceive and interact with someone, even your mother. When it comes to the two concepts I want to talk about, the first one is family stress. When the author is describing the violence between Bob and his mother, he says that their violence was often caused by money problems, and money problems, that's one of the biggest stressors that a family can face, and it causes a lot of conflict because there may be differences in the amount someone is spending, priorities for expenditure. One person might think, hey, you shouldn't be spending that money. The other might say, it just becomes a huge conflict over money, and money is what keeps your family afloat, so it's going to be a very tense issue. So yeah, that's the big family stressor. My second thing would be intimate partner violence and its impact on children. In regard to the violence between Bob and the author's mother, he states that he was a perfectly healthy child up until that point. But of course, after the violence started to happen, not only was it a detriment to the well-being of the mother, as she was getting mistreated. Again, the child couldn't sleep. He started doing poorly in school, which got him into trouble. I mean, this sets a kid on a terrible developmental trajectory when this thing starts to happen. And so, intimate partner violence is a huge issue that requires attention if you're going to protect children. And in this case, as far as we've read, that hasn't happened. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Okay, thanks.